Saturday, September 6, 1924. An attempted holdup. Frank Morgan, proprietor of the West Side grocery store, was badly hurt about the head and shoulders Saturday night between 10 and 11 o'clock. As he was returning from town, a man stepped out from behind the Christian church and struck him twice on the side of the head with an iron bolt, which caused him to fall. He arose, dazed, and the first thing he remembers, he saw a revolver stuck in his face and was told to hold hands up. He knocked the revolver out of the fellow's hand. It discharged as it struck the pavement. The noise aroused the neighbors, and soon John Haas and Reverend E.L. Hutchins were on the scene. The fellow evidently was frightened by the report of the revolver and ran east down Broad Alley. Soon other neighbors were on the scene, and Mr. Morgan was carried home and a physician called. It required 11 stitches to sew up the 2 wounds. He was prostrated for 2 days, but is improving now. Greason, the town marshal, and the sheriff from Martinsville worked on every clue and have had several persons questioned, and at last report had 2 young men in custody. The Hine filling station north of town and the Hawkeye filling station at the corner of Indiana and High Streets have both been molested within the last week, and officers are inclined to think the same parties are guilty. Mooresville Times, Friday, September 19, 1924. Sentenced by court. John Dillinger, living north of town, who was arrested by Marshal Greason and lodged in jail at Martinsville on suspicion of being the bandit who assaulted and attempted to rob Frank Morgan Saturday night, September 6, near the Christian church, confessed the first of the week that he was guilty and implicated Edgar Singleton as his accomplice. On his plea of guilty, the court, Judge Williams, sentenced Dillinger on Monday to 2 to 14 years on the first count and 10 to 20 years on the second count. The court also assessed a fine of $100 on each count and disfranchised the defendant for 1 year on the first count and 10 years on the second count. Singleton was immediately arrested by Marshal Greason and placed in the Martinsville jail. He will be tried later.